everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Successful Women's TV show. My name is Galit Ventura Rozen, and I am co-founder of Everyday Woman and a professional speaker. One of my favorite things to do in the whole world is come on and motivate and inspire you to have a different way of thinking about things that would hopefully be something that you can implement into your life today and make one different change. And one change usually becomes a domino effect of accomplishing your goals and where you want to get. I've been really excited. I can't even count how many episodes of this I've done. Most of them have been interviewing and spotlighting women all over the world that are helping, empowering, inspiring others and doing what they love. Every once in a while, I like to come on here and do what I call Galit's Corner and talk to you a little bit about a topic that a lot of the clients that I've worked with or women that I know or myself have encountered and try to give you some logical steps that you can take and implement to cause that change that I just discussed. So today I wanted to talk about how to overcome negative thoughts. One of the things that makes me the craziest is trying to understand how this thing in my head doesn't work for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and instead chooses to most of the time work against me. As somebody that went back to school at 38 years old to get her master's degree in therapy, that would be me, actually practiced therapy for a while, I realized in my studies and also in my own experiences of the last 50 years, yes, I'm 50, how I can learn and how I have implemented ways to not allow my thoughts to be negative and to work against me. Doesn't mean that 24/7 they aren't. It just means I've got a little bit more of a hold on them than I used to. And I know how to turn those negative thoughts when they show up into positive ones. So let's get started and let me share some of the tips with you that have worked for me and have worked with for numerous women that I know. So the first thing I need to tell you is the first step to overcoming your negative thoughts is being aware of them. If you don't know that they're negative, if you don't know that they're happening, how can you possibly work through them? So when that moment, when you have a negative thought that comes into your mind, I want you to stop, really seriously, just stop what you're doing and be aware of that thought. So I'm going to give you an example. When I get on stage, right before I get on stage to speak at events, a lot of times I'll get a negative thought. Well, what if nobody finds interest in what I do? Or what if I stare at 50 blank spaces in the audience? 50 blank faces in the audience. So let's take that negative thought. I'm going to tank, I'm going to mess up, and nobody's going to be interested in what I do. That could be 3 or just 1, but usually what happens is they spiral into multiple things. So now what happens? I'm aware of that thought, so I stop. Now this usually happens before I get up on stage or before I stand in front of an audience, so I have enough time to do what I'm teaching you to do. So the first thing is awareness. We are now aware that we're having a negative thought. The second thing that we have to do is take a deep breath. You wouldn't believe how many times we stop breathing in a sense when we have a negative thought because of anxiety or overwhelm or emotion. At that moment, I will take a really deep breath. When you take a slow, deep breath, everything changes. And I try to do that at least 3, 4, 5 times. So I'm aware of my negative thought. I've taken my deep breath. And now it's time to go to facts. I'm going to go to facts because a lot of times when we have a negative thought, they are based on opinion. They're not based on fact. So let's go. I've been in front of people 60 times. Every single time I've spoken in front of people, I've gotten a positive review, at least one, if not way more. I know how to do this. I've done this often. I've done this a lot. I'm good at this. And those are all facts because I'm going through reviews I've gotten reference letters. I've gotten called back to speak again. Those are facts. So awareness, breathing, now stop and hit that negative thought with some facts. Then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to reframe the thought. Now, this is a therapy model type of word that we used often in school. I am a horrible speaker. Everyone's going to laugh at me. I'm going to mess up. Those are thoughts, right? Those are phrases. Now I'm going to reframe them. I'm a really good speaker. I inspire and motivate people. I've had many people come up to me afterwards and tell me what a good speaker I am. I've had positive reviews on my LinkedIn. I've had positive reference letters emailed to me after. I've had people reach out to me and tell me how wonderful my presentation was and how much they enjoyed it and were inspired by it. Those are all facts. So you want to reframe your thoughts to something positive instead of negative. Instead of, I am a horrible speaker, I'm going to mess up. I got this. I can do this. That is the biggest piece, because when you say something negative or when you think of something negative, what happens is your thoughts take over in a negative way. So we've got you being aware. We've got you breathing. Very important to breathe, right? Now, what happens next? So you're aware, you're breathing, you're taking the time to recognize that there's facts that you can take and reframe your thoughts. And now you sit here with this negative thought that shows up over and over and over again. And now you have these factual statements that you can rebuttal, almost like an attorney in court, right? Defense. So you need to defend yourself. You need to get up there and be your own attorney against those negative thoughts. And the last thing I want to share with you is this. I want to share with you that I don't know why, but as humans, negative thoughts seem to be more natural most days than positive thoughts. Write them down on a piece of paper. Write down the negative thoughts that you have the most, or put them in your memo pad in your phone, or just record them and have those positive things ready to either listen to, read, or say to yourself often. Because over time, what will happen is they'll get the voice, the negative thought voice will get smaller and smaller. I promise you, it happens to me. The negative thoughts come up less and less. It's amazing when this happens, and it's the most amazing process. And it is a process. So what you want to do is you want to keep at it. You don't want to give up. You want to keep at it. And you want to recognize that it is possible to overcome your negative thoughts, and don't let them win. It's your mind after all. It's your brain. So let's not let them win. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Whatever time you're listening, whatever time you're watching. I appreciate you for watching another episode or listening to the Successful Women's TV show. My name is Galit Ventura Rozen, and I absolutely love sharing with you my own experiences to ways that you can overcome anything and everything that is holding you back. Bye, everybody.